So this is a simple recipe that we're going to do. This is going to be my Chili Verde. We're going to cube up some pork chops and then brown those. Add a pot of boiling water. Brown some flour, and we'll add that to the meat once it's hot and browned. Incorporate everything together. A little bit of Chili Verde. So first things first. If you're a vegetarian, this probably is not for you, by the way. So at this point, what we've done is we've cubed the pork into about half-inch cubes, just under an inch, I guess. Some people like to cook their pork and shred it. Depends on what you prefer. Me personally, I like the cubed pork. We're going to brown the pork, but first, this is a little trick to save a lot of time. Because normally you'll brown the pork and then with the grease that's left over from that, you'll incorporate the flour into it until the flour is browned and mix that slowly into the meat. This process is a little cheat that I came up with. We're just going to brown the flour up first and then put that in with the pork once the pork's brown. You'll see how this process works in just a second. So we have a fairly high heat in a non-stick skillet. We'll just put it's about between 3/4 of a cup and a cup of so just keep the flour moving, careful so you don't burn it. And all we're doing is getting all the flour a light brown color, and just this will help texture and flavor and give it a taste that's just difficult to get for the average person. Now this process, you have to be very careful. Always keep the flour moving, and I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of difficult to get it in this light, but you end up with brown flour. Very simple. Transfer our pot over to the main burner. Throw in about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and let's go ahead and brown the meat. So we've added the pork to the pot. At this point I'm done handling the raw meat, so again, wash my hands very thoroughly with hot water, and we'll just go ahead and brown the meat as we are doing. At this point I'm going to start to add a few flavors and help the meat get to a certain consistency. This stuff right here is magic. Coarse ground with parsley, garlic salt. You can go with Lowry's, Schilling's, which is my favorite stuff. Just add that right to the meat. And we'll go ahead and finish the browning process. Now at this point, the kitchen's beginning to get a little warm, so you might want to go ahead and get yourself a nice glass of ice water or any ice-cooled beverage. Now while the meat is browning, what I've done also to save some time here is I begin a pot of water, hot water to go ahead and boil as well, so that this will boil at the same time the meat gets done. That way we can incorporate the flour right into the meat, stir that together, add boiling water to the flour meat mixture, add our diced chili peppers, some Hernandez salsa for heat. These are roasted and peeled green chilies. So I will go ahead and dice these. And then this is a great flavor enhancer to add some heat, because this right here is very mild, but this will add some heat as well as the salsa. So just a moment. As we come back, we'll mix all this together. And all right now, I'm going to go ahead and take the chilies. As you can see, I mean, this doesn't get more authentic than this, and we'll go ahead and dice this up. So we're slicing the chilies, well, dicing the chili slice. Okay, it's now time to incorporate everything together. What I like to do is take the flour mixture, mix that with some water into a little bit of a syrup out that consistency. This will help you avoid lumps. And we're going to add this mixture right to the juices that were left over from the browning meat. Okay, so we have the paste here. This is the juice from the meat and the flour, the brown flour. We're now going to add the meat right back into that. This meat is still hot. And we'll incorporate those together just by stirring. Okay, so now we have the meat has been mixed in with the flour. And again, another step right here that saves so much time is by having this pot over here of boiling water. This allows us to add boiling water into the mixture. So when you put that into a hot pot, it instantly boils. This saves a lot of time. It used to be that you'd add cold water into it and then wait for it to come to a boil, and you'd add about a cup at a time, and that would take you an extra 25-30 minutes just for that step alone. So I'll go ahead and add the rest of this boiling water to the meat. We'll add the chili to that, some more garlic salt, a couple things to taste. In 4 hours we're going to have some delicious Chili Verde. Diced chilies going in. Right now, secret ingredient. This gives it a color and really makes this thing pop. This is called Kitchen Bouquet. And a dab will do you, just a little bit, like a capful. So basically, it's done. Now it's just a matter of letting it simmer. Normally, what I've done in the past is I've transferred it over to a slow cooker. This thing's already in the pot. It's already at a boil, almost boiling, and then I'm going to simmer it. So I'll just simmer it for about 2.5–3 hours right here on the stove. Come and check it from time to time. Stir it, taste it, maybe add a little garlic salt, a little chili sauce for some heat depending on how hot it is. But like I said, that's pretty much it. So we'll come back here in a couple hours and enjoy.